Well, here we are again, and we're going to wade through some more poetry here in a minute. Um, this week we're talking about a different style of poetry. Last week we talked about narrative, as I say in the lecture. Narrative poetry tells a story. This week we're going to talk about lyric poetry, which is a more emotional kind of poetry, and it is the poet not as a storyteller, but as a reporter, telling how something in some way strikes him. The poetry this week is not difficult to read like it was last week. It's all pretty much in contemporary language that you can deal with pretty easily. The first poem that I had you take a look at was the the delight song of Sal Tali on page 330. This is simply a poem of the pure joy of existence, the love of being alive, and the listing of all of the things that the poet thinks of when he thinks of just simply the joy of being who he is. And it simply is a list. When we talk about imagery in a couple of minutes, we're going to talk about a technique called the metaphor. And a metaphor is the comparison of one thing to another by saying that one thing is the other. And this is an extended metaphor, this whole poem, because it says all of the things that he is in his soul. I am a feather. I am a blue horse. I am the fish. I am the shadow that follows a child. I am the evening light. I am an eagle. And he goes on and on and on to list all of the things that give him pleasure and joy. And the last stanza pulls this all together and says, you see, I am alive. I am alive. I stand in good relation to the earth. I stand in good relation to the gods. I stand in good relation to all that is beautiful. I stand in good relation to the daughter of Sintinti. You see, I am alive. I am alive. And it's a poem of just sheer joy. I don't think we need to really explain any more than that, because you can cope with this language and with all of the things that make him filled with joy. However, maybe you want to think a little bit about those things that fill you with joy. Maybe I am the robin feeding her young. Uh, I am the flower blowing in the breeze. Those kinds of things. What makes you happy? What makes you joyful? What, when you see it, causes your heart to just stop for a minute? And if you haven't had that kind of experience, I hope you'll have it before very long, because it's really pretty cool.